surprising twist of events, Qatari banker Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani has made an improved offer of 11 hours to buy Manchester United or leave it for the Glazers bankers. In the final dramatic development of the Old Trafford acquisition saga, the improved offer was presented to Rain in New York on Tuesday morning, outside the formalized bidding schedule. This comes after leaks that Sheikh Jassim's previous offer fell short of Sir Jim Ratcliffe's rival valuation of the club, following a third deadline for proposals that were submitted 2.5 weeks ago. A source close to the negotiations told Telegraph Sport that Sheikh Jassim's increased offer remains for a 100% purchase of the club. Included in the new terms is a fresh promise to clear all existing debts of Manchester United and also create a separate fund targeted exclusively at the club and the community, added the insider. These additional funds are believed to be partly allocated for the redevelopment of Old Trafford, which has been sorely neglected by the Glazers, as well as the club's Carrington training ground. Having seemingly lost ground to Ratcliffe, it is believed that the Qataris hope their late play will allow them to regain some initiative in what has been a turbulent and lengthy process. However, the late bid may decrease the likelihood of United being able to announce a preferred bidder this week. Given that Ratcliffe's rival offer remains limited to a maximum purchase of 69% of the shares, other sources close to the negotiations said that his overall valuation of the club is likely to remain slightly higher than that of the Qatari group. After the third-round deadline passed on April 28, Ratcliffe is said to have come closer to reaching the Glazers' £6 billion valuation. In addition to Ratcliffe's offer to purchase the Glazers' 69% stake, the billionaire founder of petrochemical giant Ineos also made a proposal to acquire a 50.1% stake for around $3 billion, which would allow the Glazers to retain a minority stake for 3 years before being automatically forced out. The situation now may depend on Joel and Avram, the co-chairman of United, who have been the most reluctant of the 6 siblings to relinquish control, deciding whether they want to retain a stake in the club or not. No bidder has yet been granted exclusivity, and time is ticking with the transfer window set to open on June 10 and United manager Erik ten Hag desperate for some clarity so he can proceed with his transfer plans. United faces a critical summer, and the delays in the acquisition saga, which was originally expected to be concluded by the end of March, are not helping ten Hag. The leading contenders have expressed some surprise that the bids are suddenly being sorted out, as they had sworn to maintain confidentiality. Sheikh Jassim, the chairman of the Qatar Islamic Bank and son of Qatar's former prime minister, was seen as the favorite to land the club until it was revealed, 15 days ago, that Ineos was the only bidder to have valued the club above £5 billion. However, sources close to Sheikh Jassim's camp are adamant that his additional capital investment offer to fund the redevelopment of Old Trafford and the club's training ground is on top of his bid to the Glazers and were perplexed by any suggestions to the contrary. The process, which began in November when the Glazers announced a strategic review of the club, has not been without tensions. Confusion surrounded the deadline for the second round of bidding nearly 8 weeks ago. 3 American investment firms, Elliott Management, Carlyle Group, and Ares Management, are also offering to buy a minority stake, with the proceeds potentially being allocated to help rebuild Old Trafford and less.